Hi, I'm Ksenia Isnova, Public Relations Specialist of the company Rosca. For what purposes may a foreigner need a certificate of no criminal record with a Russian apostille? Where is the best place to get the certificate? In order for foreign documents to have legal weight in Russia, they must be legalized. One of the ways to legalize documents is to affix an apostille. Apostille is a stamp with a side of at least 90 mm. An apostille is affixed to documents that will be used by the member states of the Hague Convention. These are almost all European countries as well as a number of Asian ones. If a foreigner is a native of these countries, then in order to legalize documents they need to affix an apostille on them. Thus, an apostille certified certificate of no criminal record issued to a foreigner is recognized by all countries participating in the Hague Convention and is not subject to additional verification.
Who most often requests a certificate of no criminal record in Russia?
In some cases, a foreigner needs to obtain a certificate of no criminal record in the territory of the Russian Federation. For example, most often such a certificate is required for employment. We are talking about work that involves working with minor children. Such a certificate will be required when applying to government agencies. A certificate of no criminal record means that at the time of its issuance, no criminal prosecution is underway against the person and there is no court verdict against them. If a foreigner wants to adopt a child in Russia or take custody, then they will also need such a certificate. But it is necessary to take into account the restrictions on the adoption of Russian children due to the Dima Yakovlev's law. A foreigner who wants to obtain a temporary residence permit, a residence permit, as well as Russian citizenship also needs a certificate. Often it is required in order to apply for a mortgage at the bank or take a loan. When a foreigner enters military service under a contract in the ranks of the armed forces of the Russian Federation, a certificate is also needed.
Where can a foreigner get a certificate?
If a foreigner is abroad, then they can obtain such a certificate at the consular department or at the diplomatic mission of the Russian Federation. And foreigners who are in Russia can get such a certificate at the territorial division of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. So, in Moscow, a certified certificate can be ordered at the Information and Analytical Center of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Contact details can be found in the description of this video. If a foreigner needs to order a certificate in the region, then they can find the location on the official website of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. To obtain a certificate, a foreigner can apply personally or through a representative by power of attorney. To obtain a paper certificate, a foreigner or their representative must submit the following documents: a notarized identity document, a copy of the receipt of payment of the state duty, optional. The state duty for affixing an apostille today is 2,500 rubles. Next, the foreigner fills out an application. The completed application is registered in the magazine of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. The term for producing a certificate is 30 days plus an additional 5 working days for affixing an apostille. Further, the foreigner is issued a receipt, which indicates the date of receipt of the document.
Is it possible to order an electronic certificate of no criminal record?
An apostille can also be placed on an electronic certificate, which can be ordered through the Public Services website. To do this, you need to select this service on the site and the type of certificate. Upon completion of the order, the Ministry of Internal Affairs sends a message to the personal account of the Public Services portal about their acceptance of the application for execution. An electronic certificate of no criminal record is equated to a paper version and an apostille is affixed to it. But before ordering an electronic certificate with an apostille, it would be better for a foreigner to make sure that such a certificate is accepted by the party for which it is intended.
How to get a ready certificate with an apostille?
A certificate of no criminal record is issued to a foreigner or a representative by proxy upon presentation of a receipt from the Ministry of Internal Affairs on the receipt of documents, as well as identity document. Further, the employee of the Ministry of Internal Affairs acquaints the applicant with the list of documents issued, and the foreigner of their representative signs in the Journal of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. The apostille print is affixed to the free space from the text of the police clearance certificate. If a foreigner, after 2 months from the date of receipt of the document, does not come for it, then the certificate is written off to the case. If it is needed by a foreigner in Russia, then the document is valid for no more than a month from the date of its issue.
If a foreigner has lost a certificate, is it possible to get a duplicate?
If the certificate is lost, it is impossible to get a duplicate of it. A foreigner will have to reorder a certificate and wait for 30 days and then another 5 days to affix an apostille. I'm glad you watched the video till the end. I'm Ksenia Yasnova. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments and our lawyers will be happy to answer them. And of course, subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned, stay with Roscoe.